Sup nerds, I'm Wes.
I'm Tom.
Today we're exploring Dragonwood by Game Right Games.
Dragonwood is another one of those games, sort of in true Game Right fashion, that borders on the line with being a kid's game and a game that adults can enjoy. So it's almost like that. It's almost like it's a game that's meant for kids, but adults can enjoy. Like Pixar, right? Like, ultimately it's for kids, but adults are going to be like, oh no, we have to watch that movie.
I watched Moana by myself twice.
I watched Zootopia by myself twice.
That's a great
Neither of
movie.
those are Pixar's, though. Those are both just regular Disney.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, you're
man.
right.
Hashtag facts. Dragonwood's just a really simple game where you're collecting cards in your hand of different colors and numbers, and you're trying to play sets of them, either all the same color, all the same number, or the numbers in an order.
Flush, straight, or pairs.
Right. In order to capture these different monsters that give you different victory points, or get things that, help you out. And it's that simple. But it's such a good game for teaching kids really core concepts about statistics, probability, like balance and variance. Like, well, if you have these cards now, you could spend a couple turns just drawing more cards, and then you have more cards, and the odds that you'll be able to play like 5 cards that are all the same color, and it'll be really easy to get this guy. But if you wait that many turns, this guy can probably take it from you.
I really like I guess kind of the balancing this game does, where so when you play a set of cards there, I'm playing these cards to attack that thing. If you're successful, you just discard all the cards and you get the thing like you'd expect. If you fail, you pick up all the cards, you discard a card from your hand, and it's next player's turn. So if I have 6 cards in my hand and I play 5 of them, and then I fail, it would be so detrimental to lose all those cards, especially because a lot of it is like a risk, because you play your cards and you roll a bunch of dice to try to get a number, and so it's like, all right, I have a really good chance, and you could just roll all ones, which is statistically like really improbable, and you're not burned super heavy because the dice hate you. You could pick them up and discard a random card, and then you could play that same hand again next turn and try again. So I did really like that the game was kind of forgiving in that way, because we did play when it was the two of us playing, just the two-player. Like, you were getting, like, every year, like, oh, I'm going to roll this, and I have to get 6 4s. And then you got, like, which the dice only go 1 to 4. So that's, like, a really good roll, and he'd just get it every time. And I'm like, I need to roll just all 2s, and then I wouldn't even get it. So, like, the forgiveness I thought was great, and also helped with it kind of being a kid's game. And it's not like, oh yeah, you made a bad choice, and it's going to haunt you the rest of the game.
And there's also some of these magic items, like one item gave me a +2 to every stomp, and stomps are one of the lowest numbers to beat, and the easiest way to acquire cards. And these bats come out that are just 1 victory point when you get them, but it's a 3. So if I always get to add 2 to my roll, as long as I'm rolling 1 dice, the lowest you can roll is a 1, which is the lowest is a 3. So, I beat it. So just every time a bat came up, I would just discard any card and be like, I'm taking the bat. Discard a card, taking the bat. So there's a tiny bit of that knowledge, of knowing that the stomps are generally easier to get. But that might be statistically because it's more likely for you to get the card combinations of a stomp.
Yeah, because stomps is matching. So, like, you're probably going to get
matching numbers.
All red cards rather than all 5s. They also do toss in a few events just to kind of mix things up, where it's like, discard a card, or
remove all enhancements in the landscape.
Yeah, so, like, it's not super frequent, but it does add just kind of that, make the game interesting, because something could pop up, and you're like, oh, this changes things a little bit.
And also, all the colors, so the component quality is really good, with one minor kind of big and kind of weird complaint is that there's only 2 reference cards. It's a 2 to 4 player game, but there's only 2 reference cards. It's not like we got shorted. In the rulebook it says that they give you 2 of them, and they're double-sided with turn order summary and what a strike, stomp, and scream, what the difference is. And I was like, that's such a weird thing. I know in the way it gets produced, it probably mathematically,
it's all about cost.
Yeah, it came out to that way. But I was like, that seems like such a strange thing to include. That aside, the component quality is great. The dice are awesome. And I really like how all of the cards are so color coordinated. Like the colors in the Adventurer deck are different from these colors. Like the purple doesn't match and the orange doesn't really kind of matches, and the green definitely doesn't match, right? And like in the creature deck, all the cards, the creatures are green, the magic items are purple, and the events are orange. So for kids, it's so easy the second a card comes out for them to really just look at it and know exactly what it does.
Yeah, and something that you harp on a lot, Tom, is when there's dice combat and you just roll one dice and it's like pass or fail. And this game doesn't have that because again, you get as many dice as cards you play, and then you add all those totals up. So it's not like, I mean, I guess you could have one where you only play one card and roll a dice and hope to get a 4, but most likely you're rolling multiple dice, and so even if like the statistics, even if the statistics don't really change, they probably do. Regardless, it just feels so much better being like, yes, I get all 6 dice.
Now they're
Jumanji
gone.
rules. Jumanji rules.
Now they're gone, man.
It's probably a 6.
So obviously, I really like Dragonwood. I highly recommend that you pick this up for younger kids and maybe for yourself as like an intro game for new gamers. Because that's the question. I keep thinking to myself, I'm like, would I really play this if I wasn't teaching, new kids or possibly new players? I don't think Wes and I are going to really play it again. But then again, Wes and I never get to play the same thing too many times anyways. But like outside of teaching kids is the main reason, or possibly for people new to gaming, it's almost a little too simple for me. It's perfect for those situations, but just to, for regular gamers to sit down and play, you're going to see it's really light.
I would agree with that. I mean, I definitely enjoyed when it was just the two of us playing. It was probably a little bit more fun when there's more people at the table, just because more things happened. Like I feel like when there's 2 of us, like the lineup just wouldn't change enough. So it's like, okay, one card changed. It was the exact same. You took out a spider and there's a new spider there now. Like, great. So like just it kept the game moving a little bit more. So that was fun. I agree that it's probably not something that like Neverboard Gaming is going to be grabbing all the time or, packing in our bags when you go to Gen Con. But I agree that it's a fun game for people who like lighter games, especially if you have young kids that you're trying to bring into gaming. It's perfect. I definitely enjoyed it. I'm more than happy to play it again, and I think that you'll probably enjoy it too. So you should definitely click on the link in the description box down below and order a copy.
And while you're down there, you should comment on the video, you should like the video, hit the bell, and subscribe to our channel so you'll never be bored.
They have to subscribe before they can ring the bell. But
Well, yeah.
Today we're exploring Dragonwood by Game Right Games.
Sounds like a dirty title, but I don't think they meant it that way. Dragonwood?